Hello, everyone, and just before the episode begins, I just want to say that this episode has spoilers for the My Hero Academia anime. So, if you haven't read the manga, you should go read it and then come back to listen to this because I will talk about the main story, how the main story ended. And with that, let's get right into the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Toasted Sushi Podcast. I'm back again this week. Yay! Consistency is there for once. So, this week, I want to talk about something actually pretty big in the anime field, and that is the end of the My Hero Academia manga written by Kohei Horikoshi. So, yeah, My Hero Academia or MHA ended, and it's been ages since the anime and manga has been out. And yeah, it's probably the most shonen anime I could say. Like when you talk about shonen, I feel that is the post that My Hero Academia could be the poster child of shonen anime, anime that is properly for like kids to watch. So like that's My Hero Academia. Overall, My Hero Academia has been full of like up and down and up and down. Like season one was on a high, season two went down, then three was decent, four was pretty good. Like after one, I feel four was the only one that I felt like yeah, this is good. Then five and six just going down, not that great. Then now season seven, since the war arc is starting, season seven goes right back up. It's really good. I love season seven. And now after the war arc, I think we'll have like I don't think we'll have another season. I hope we do. Like I think they'll do the whole part thing, like season seven, part two, or something, or maybe just season eight straight up, nothing different. Like they'll just do season eight. So talking about the manga, which ended I think 2-3 days ago, I feel it was rushed at the ending. Like the ending just it ends too quickly. Like they weren't able to conclude everything very well. Like the war arc has been going on for like about 100 chapters. Like that it was a big like war arc, and like you can't just conclude it all and just end the manga in like 4 or 5 chapters. I feel like it could have been longer. Like if they could have set up something else. There probably isn't anything else coming up, but still they could have like showed like oh this might be, and I'm sure like Horikoshi is definitely working on something else as well now that My Hero Academia is done. But still, I feel like they could have done the ending in a much different way. So I read the ending chapters of the manga, and as I said, like it ended too quickly. I feel like so the ending was somewhere around like you get 3 chapters odd where the war arc ends, and the kids they have come back to school, they're like talking to each other, what now and stuff like that. And we get a slight moment where I think they show that not Tomura, his the actual guy, I forgot his name, what his name is supposed to be. Not Tomura Shigaraki, the kid who was actually there. I forgot, I can't really remember his name, but like him, we can see that he gets his what do you could say, freedom, I guess you could say. Like he gets his salvation, you could say. Yeah, he gets his salvation, that he is freed from All for One now. He is freed from that quirk. He is peacefully passed on. I think that is what I took the meaning of, because in it like they literally showed like the kid, him turning back into a child and then walking with away with some old lady. Like some old lady just takes him in. So I feel like that is more of a metaphorical thing, that Tomura Shigaraki has died and the kid that was inside him is now at peace. I feel like that's like he got what he wanted. Feel that what I felt like that's what is behind the whole of that scene. And then after that we get a small conversation between Uraraka and Midoriya, like how they carried big burdens during that fight. Like of course Shigaraki and Deku being like, Deku wanted to save the kid inside Shigaraki, and the same went for Uraraka, who wanted to actually save Himiko Toga. So like they shared that thing. So like that happens, they have a conversation, and then Midoriya like indirectly, like they have shown that the two of them get together, and it's like Midoriya says that he says to Uraraka that she is his hero. So like it's in a indirect way to say that, oh, they do end up together. But then after that we get an 8-year time skip where everyone's like proper big time heroes now. Mirio Togata is number one. Bakugo is also like a very high ranking, and I think Todoroki was number two. Okay, so I have the episode pulled up in front of me, the last chapter that is and it goes on like in the previous chapter we saw that the main class 1A or 2A, they are in their final year now. I think the last year of their, and the new juniors come in, new kids come in. And then now in the next chapter, it starts off that Kota, the kid with that red hat, he is in UA now. And Deku is now a teacher at UA. Deku is now a teacher at UA. And this is after a post time skip thing. Yeah, we time skip 8 years ahead into the future, where Hatsume has a support item design company. Like, so cool. And we get introduced to this kid called Dai, who I feel might be the next character, like the new main character. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe like one of the characters if Horikoshi decides to take My Hero Academia ahead. And it shows like how Dai has a quirk. He has a pretty shitty quirk. Like, I mean, technically, not really a shitty quirk. Like, it could be a really cool quirk. Like, his hair has these circles on it, from which he can just pull out plates and throw at people, and he can customize those plates. Like, he can have them as big, he can make them really small, he can do a lot of things to the plates. So like that happens, and then we can see that Shoji, the or as his hero named when Octo something, he is a like heteromorph activist. That's really cool, and his character design looks really cool. Then Ingenium, that is Ida, Uraraka, Froppy, and Creati. The four of these guys have started a hero quirk thing with them. Like, they go across the country, and like they've done a team up basically. Like, they've done a team up. Bakugo has his own company, but he really hates like people. Bakugo has his own hero agency, but like there is a panel where like the fans are looking at him and he's just shouting at everyone. Then there's Todoroki, who's just like constantly solving crimes, and nobody knows him as Endeavor's son anymore. So like that's really cool, and we can just see like everyone's doing great. And then like Aizawa, he's still there, and then he just looks at Deku and he just goes, "Do you feel lonely?" Because like for the past 8 years, Deku hasn't been in much contact with any of his friends, and he's the only quirkless one. And like, yeah, I don't like it. I didn't, and like it goes ahead like, oh, a kid is about to fall, and Deku runs in and picks him up. And then like the Dai kid, he throws his place to save the kid as well. And then like he sees Deku, and then he's like, "Oh, you're Deku, you're so cool, Midoriya, you're so cool," and blah 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 blah. He fanboys him after him, and then he asks Deku that "Oh, can I become a hero too, just like you and All Might?" And Deku just goes, "You can be a hero." The same thing All Might told him. And then it just goes to end like Deku saying, "Do your best, kid." And I just feel like, oh my god, he was a kid, now he's a grown ass guy. And then my worst part of the manga, the last thing, that's the story of how we all became the greatest heroes. No, like I don't like this. So like, and then like this is the end. But then like there are a few more panels where like All Might is like, "Oh, what took you so long, young Midoriya?" And then All Might just brings out a briefcase and then gives it to Deku, and then like it has Deku's actual outfit in, and he's like, it's still like there's something like they hint, like, oh, what do you call it? They can still like Deku can still be a hero and doesn't just have to stay the way he is. So like in a way it shows that Deku's story hasn't ended. He is not just a teacher, that he has gone back to being a hero through the way All Might did after a while. Like, he had that armor thingy, but I think Deku has somewhat similar thing to that. So I feel like it could have been better. Like, it's not the best. I feel like they could have given him a better ending. You know, like this was too rushed. Of course, like I feel like this is the same ending I would have wanted, but in a bit longer form, I guess. Like, yes, Deku is able to gets artificial powers, but like I feel more than this, they could have like pulled the story up a bit. Like, even in the 8 years later, they could have given us a few more chapters. Like we could have had Deku being a Batman-esque character. That 8 years later, this kid has now become the Batman of their world, and he's quirkless, but yet with All Might's help, he's able to do all this because All Might's probably rich as hell. So like with All Might's help, he's able to do all this. I feel they could have done something like that, and they never even talked about his dad. So like that was just a completely missed opportunity. Like y'all could have just addressed his father. I don't know why they didn't do that. And like, I love the last picture because everyone's looking ahead, and we can just see like Uraraka is the only one who's looking up at Deku. She's the only one looking at Deku. I'm like, that's such a small thing, but it's so cool that Uraraka is looking at Deku in that entire scene. Like, and we can see like all the class 1A guys, they've like grown up now. All of the grown up models are so cool. Especially like Shoji's model, Red Riot, his model, then the Tokoyami's model. Shoto looks decent. And like, yeah. So like I see like Shoto and Uraraka, the two of them are looking at Deku, who's now wearing like an armor kind of suit. Not completely like an armor kind of suit, but like somewhat similar. It looks similar to his original outfit, but is like armor, has more armor on it, kind of. But yeah, I feel the ending could have been longer and could have been much, much better. And being on this is a post I saw on Twitter by this guy called The Game All Star. And it is like, in honor of the final chapter, let's go over each new Class 1A member's pro hero life might look like. And it's like starting with the man himself, Deku, and I feel like with him back in the fray, he will do one of the two things: keep his job as a teacher and join Bakugo's agency, inherit All Might's agency and revitalize it along with Melissa's shield. So yeah, basically this is like what people are saying, like what would happen after the ending. So like I feel this would be the second option would be much possible, that Deku goes back in with his armor now that he got from All Might, and he revitalizes All Might's agency with I'm not sure about the Melissa shield part, but I feel he will do it with the help of his classmates, like with the help of Uraraka, with the help of Ida, like with the help of Todoroki, maybe Bakugo even, like with all their help. Then Tokoyami, I believe, works directly with Hawks at the Public Safety Commission and is a hero that operates the most at night and is very popular with goths. I mean, this is that small thing. It's so cool. But yeah, that would probably be like a very like accurate. But like not the night, but like, I feel he would still be out in the day as well. A night, like they're showing him off as a Batman-esque character. Like, only goes out in the night and stuff. Like, no. Then Shoto opened his own agency using the inheritance he gained from Endeavor and goes around solving as many crimes as possible, and has even managed to now turn his fire blue in honor of his late brother Toya. Yeah, this is, I feel, would be very cool to see. Like these are the things that I wish we could have seen in the manga. Like, or like maybe they would do an anime exclusive one where you could see all their lives in the future. So like, you can just imagine Todoroki, instead of his ice, with his ice, instead of his regular flames, it's blue flames and ice. Like, so cool. Bakugo has opened his own agency and only gathers the strongest and most ambitious heroes to join his team, and works often with powerful heroes like Mirko on missions where strength is paramount. So yeah, Bakugo, just being the usual character that he is, he wants to be strong, he wants people who are stronger. That's it. Then Mina and Kirishima return to their hometown and defend it from crime as a duo. Kirishima also has opened up a gym for quirk training and quirkless training. So everyone has equal opportunity to get stronger regardless of what quirk they have. Really cool little thing, but that shows, that Deku being quirkless has affected everyone's life. Would affect everyone's life. This is not, again, I'll say like this is not real. This is just someone's speculation. Next is Momo, while still a hero, is also a support item specialist who works in a lab along with Mei Hatsume, often using her quirk and vast knowledge to create the materials needed. So yeah, that would pretty. I mean, maybe. I don't think they will just have her there as a machine material factory, because she did this in the time of the war because she needed to. So yeah. Tenya has taken over the family business, and thanks to advancement in technology and medicine, his brother is able to run again, and they work together as a high-speed pursuit team. Probably, yeah, it could be like his agency would be just for, they have turned their agency around to have all the fastest people around, and they just become a hero agency full of speedsters. That would be such a cool thing, like a full speedster agency. Then Jiro, alongside being a hero, is also a popular DJ and works often with Kaminari, who just so happened to open his agency next to hers. So it just shows how Kaminari is, he's a bit clingy to Jiro, and it's shown in the anime as well that Kaminari likes her, and like they have that dynamic between the two of them. So like that would be really cool. Then Sato and Ojiro open up an agency slash dojo together. So yeah, they're both being fighters, good like hand-to-hand fighters. A dojo would be pretty accurate for them. Koda, alongside being a hero, has also opened an animal rescue clinic and often is called in to handle wild beasts. So his quirk being talking to animals, this should be pretty accurate for him. Invisible Girl and Aoyama work together in an agency, their quirks working in perfect unison. Yeah, because like his quirk is reflecting light and her quirk is also reflecting light, which makes her invisible, and he just shoots shit from his stomach. So like, yeah, that would be a really good combination. They would probably work together. Mineta works at Mount Lady's agency and is often the center of controversy for his perverted nature. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what Mineta would do. Then Ochako and Froppy travel the country for rescue missions and to promote quirk counseling around the world. So this is something that they have shown in the manga as well, that Ochako, Froppy, Momo, and Ida are like have teamed up for the quirk counseling thing, mainly because of Deku, because how Deku was, and now being quirkless affected his life so much. That's the reason I feel they'll do that. And then Shoji. Shoji is now a heteromorphic quirk activist and also runs community centers in small cities to help bridge cultural divide, taking up kind of a Professor X kind of role, bringing together, like how Professor X did for the mutants. He does it for all the heteromorphs, all the people who have a quirk that makes them look non-human. So that's, I feel, like a really cool thing. Then another thing, that this is my original reaction to the final chapter, and like when I first saw that for Ochako is just working with the Ida, Momo, and Froppy, I was like, damn. And like they said that 8 years and Deku hasn't been much contact with any of them. I was like, damn, Ochako just done up and done left Deku just because he lost his quirk. And I was like, damn, like Deku seriously ended like all those imagine Deku never got a quirk and worked like Batman kind of memes. Like this is something I would have really loved to see, that he actually started to work like Batman. So cool. Like, of course, we didn't see him a lot in action in that, but like we did see the last panel where, he had his armor on. So like, yeah, he is kind of like Batman, but not really Batman. Batman is not nice he's not as nice as Deku is. So like they did not have to turn the whole ending about how we all became the greatest hero, about the power of friendship and all that shit. No, the story was about Deku becoming the number one hero, which he didn't. Mirio became the number one hero. So like the whole point of the manga is just And like, don't take this as an offense or anything, but I feel Horikoshi got bored. I generally feel he got bored. Like he just wanted to end the manga. It ended that quick. Like the ending chapters should have been more. There should have been more chapters in there. It should have been more elaborate. The post-apocalyptic world should have been built a lot more. Like at this point, there are so many questions. Like what happened to the other countries? Like again, Melissa Shield. What about her? What's happening with the other people? What are like? Why is Deku's father still not here? Seemingly he is alive. So where is he? Is that his son nearly like got a quirk for a few years, became one of the greatest heroes, and then now he's quirkless again? So like, where is this guy? Did he go to buy milk or something? So like, I feel the ending could have been a lot longer, which it wasn't. And yeah, that's kind of like it. Okay, so that was about My Hero Academia and how the anime ended. Now, coming to the stuff that is going on right now this season. I haven't actually talked about what's going on this season. So this season, the top 10 anime of the week now. Currently, I am on Reddit, and this is the top 10 anime of the week by Anime Corner. It says, so the first one is Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. It's an anime about this Russian girl who goes to Japan, and like I think I talked about this in the last episode, one of the episodes, that she hides her feelings, and in Russian she starts speaking Russian. So like it's been blowing up a lot. So I'm like, damn. Then the second one is Oshinoko. Of course, I have been watching it as well, and it's been really nice. Other than that, on this list, I haven't been watching any of these. Like Days with My Stepsister, no. Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, I will once I reach it. Too Many Losing Heroines, no. The Suicide Squad Isekai, I'll watch it once it's finished. Like I wanna just binge watch the Suicide Squad one. Then No Longer Allowed in Another World, another Isekai. I'm already like watching one, so I don't really want to watch another. The Elusive Samurai, I haven't been watching it. My Dear Friend Nokotan, not yet. I will. A lot of these are like I will watch them. Like they're just taking time for me. Like I've been working these days, so then 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. I have no idea what is this one's about. If it's what I think it is it just a hentai or some shit? I don't know. Other than that, the anime that I have been watching is stuff like Tower of God. Been really into that. Tower of God has been going really good. I've been watching the Slime anime. It's still going, so I've been watching that. Then I've been watching Failure Frame. I've been loving Failure Frame. I Parry Everything. Again, been loving I Parry Everything. I want to watch the Code Geass one, but I'm not really feeling the Code Geass vibe. I tried to watch the Our Last Crusade or the Rise of a New World, but like I completely forgot the first season, so I was like, you know what? I give up on this one. I'm not gonna watch it yet. I have them all added to my list, so I'll eventually watch them. That's probably like all about the anime thing. There's not a lot of anime going on right now, like big anime that is. Other than that, good news. I got my controller. Finally, I have my controller. So we get back onto Elden Ring now. I also got Forza Horizon 5 today. So we're playing that. We're also playing Elden Ring. So that'll be a lot of fun. Elden Ring, I want to finish my base game and then the DLC. So in one of the coming weeks, I will probably upload episode on that. Then VCT Champions Korea Champion Seoul started. So I've been watching that, and it's been going rather unexpectedly. Like the teams I expected to win are not winning. Like today we had the match between PRX and G2, me being a complete PRX supporter this time. They just lost 2-0 to G2. So like I'm like, huh? So like that's happening, and then just a lot of stuff. Haven't actually been doing a lot the week because I work. So like, of course, now there will be more stuff to talk about, like Elden Ring stuff, like Forza, then VCT. It's only begun though, and other than that, Olympics is there, and then we got the Turkish guy, Mr. James Bond, shooting everyone else. They're out here like shooting using 17 pieces of equipment. My man walked in wearing weekend clothes and a pair of glasses, went in, picked up the gun, boom, silver medal, I'm out. As they say, as the new meme is, aura 1000. Bro has infinite aura. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't have a lot again this week, so I'll just end the episode early today. Not as much this time around. I'll try to make a longer one next time. Maybe, probably not. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.